G'day guys, and welcome back to another video on the AFL Talks channel. And in today's video I'm going to be going through my round 1 AFL tips and predictions for round 1. So every AFL team will be playing in round 1, not like opening round, the chaotic opening round. We have all 18 teams playing this round, so let's get straight into the video. So now let's review opening round tips. There was only 2 games in opening round due to Cyclone Alfred. They couldn't play the 2 games in Brisbane, so that's why there's only 2 games, which is Sydney and Hawthorn and JWS vs Collingwood. And I got a solid perfect score for the season, a 2 out of 2. But I don't really would take it as a perfect score because it was only literally 2 games. But still, I'll take it. It's a win for me. Of course, I tipped upset and a good matchup, so I feel like my tipping was good this week. But yeah, if you haven't joined the tipping comp yet, please join it right now. It will be in the description, in the comments below as well. I think it will be in the description, so go check out the description. Join the comp. We'll try and get to 30 members. So the first game of opening round to kickstart the season was a terrific game, Hawthorn vs Sydney. Will Day played an absolute beautiful game at the SCG, and it was very neck to neck in the first quarter, and then Hawthorn led for the rest of the game. It was a very good game at the SCG. Couldn't have dreamt for a better start of the season. I think Hawthorn, they are looking really good in 2025. I feel like Will Day looked like an absolute gun in the midfield and doing so well, racking up 3 goals in the first half, which was such a big achievement for the young lad. And then JWS vs Collingwood at NG Stadium on the Sunday, 3:20pm. JWS got the job done, smashed the Collingwood Magpies at home by a good 52 points. That is also a great game. So those were my tips for opening round. So the first game of round 1 is the Richmond Tigers taking on the Carlton Blues, and it's going to be a terrible game, I feel, because I feel like Carlton are the more dominating side than the Richmond Tigers in 2025, and I feel like the Richmond Tigers don't have depth, no experience, no nothing. This is probably going to be one of the worst teams we'll see in season 2025 for the last 10 years, I feel. They'll be around the bottom for a while. Of course, they got Sam Lalor, which is the big in, but it's not enough to fill the spots, as they have like about 20 young guns in the team and 2 experienced players in the team. So I feel like it's not going to fill the spots with lots of players getting traded to the West Coast and all that. That's why I think the Carlton Blues will get the job done very easily by a good 47 points. And the player of the game will be Charlie Curnow, racking up 5 goals. Now my Hawks taking on the Essendon Bombers on the Friday night. Another primetime game we get at 7:40pm at the MCG. I think it's actually going to be a good contest. Hawthorn are going to bring a good fight. Same as the Essendon Bombers. We know these 2 clubs are basically the old boys playing it out. A bit of a rivalry. Love to see it on the Friday night. I can't wait to see what will unfold. Of course, I think it will be a very, very good game with lots of lead changes in this game as well, with the likes of Isaac Kako. Can't wait to see him on the field. Of course, young Nate Caddy, who probably will have a breakout season this year. And young Carl Amon for the Hawthorn Hawks will be absolute shining light for us. I think he'll do really well. Same as Will Day. Hopefully he racks up a few votes for the Brownlow there. But my player of the game for this game has to be Carl Amon, getting 25 disposals and 2 goals. So 1:20pm on the Saturday, 15th of March at GMBJ Stadium. Can't wait to see this game unfold. I think this might be one of the best games of the round. Of course, we know these teams are high quality teams of footy. These 2 teams will probably be in the top 4 this season. Of course, with young Brad Close in the team. Can't wait to see what he has to do. Alex Pearce, I think he's injured. Same as Nat 5. So, the Freo Dockers have lots of injury lists. They have lots of people on the injury list, which is a bit concerning coming into this game. A home game for the Geelong Cats, so I feel like the Geelong Cats may have a bit of the upper hand in this one with the reasons of the injuries with the Fremantle Dockers. So I might have to back in the Geelong Cats on this one. So I'm going to back them in to get the job done by 13 points, and my player of the game will have to be Brad Close. So now we got the Lions and the Swans at the SCG, 4:15 p.m. on the Saturday. Of course, we know the Swans coming off a disappointing loss against the Hawthorn Hawks. But I'm wondering, is Dean Cox trying a bit too much? The way he's reacting and everything, he's pushing the players a bit too hard, I think. But I don't really know. The big three have to play a big part in the Saturday game. Chad Warner, Errol Goulden and Isaac Heaney. Of course, Dean Cox says it takes time for a new coach to settle in with the club, and I feel like that's what's happening right now. The Brisbane Lions, of course, they look very dominant after that premiership win. I think they're going to have a great year with Charlie Cameron, Archie, all these great players, Kyle Oman, really looking good. And I think the player of the game will be Charlie Cameron, and the Swans will get the job done, though, by a good 9 points. Now we got the Dogs taking on the North Melbourne Kangaroos on the Saturday night, 7:35 p.m, same time as the Pies game that we're going to go through at Marvel Stadium. I think it's going to be a pretty good game, of course. I think it's actually going to be one of the best games of the round. You guys will be thinking, why is he saying this? But I think North Melbourne are going to find their way this season and upset a few teams this season. You never know. I feel like it's going to be a really, really close game. The Bulldogs will do really well with Aaron Norton probably racking up 4 goals or so and a couple of big marks in big moments. And I feel like with the loss of Bailey Smith, they're really going to struggle. I mean, he didn't even play last season, but still, he's a big loss for the Bulldogs at the club. I mean, I think Bevo is not going to have a great season this year. I feel like North Melbourne are really going to look at Marais, and I think Norton will be player of the game, and the Roos get the job done somehow by 2 points in an absolute thriller. Now we got on the Saturday, again, the same time slot as North and Bulldogs game, Collingwood vs Port Adelaide at 7:35 p.m. at this MCG. Can't wait to see this game. It's going to be a bloody beautiful game, I guess. The Collingwood Magpies, they're going to really fight their heart out this game, I think. But the Port Adelaide Power at the MCG can do pretty well. You never really know until the game. But yeah, they have great, of course, Dan Houston switched clubs to the Collingwood Magpies. So it's literally the Dan Houston matchup here. I think Dan Houston's going to play a big part in this game for the Collingwood Magpies. And it's going to be a great game in general, I think. But I feel like Port Adelaide will easily slide away in this game after what happened against the Giants for the Collingwood Magpies in opening round. I think the player of the game will still be Josh Dacos, but I think the Power will win the game by about 27 points. So we got the Adelaide Crows taking on the Saints at the Adelaide Oval on the Sunday. First game of the Sunday, 12:35 p.m. I think it's going to be a decent game. I mean, I feel like the Sunday games are a bit earlier than usual last year. But yeah, I think Ben Keys will have a starter game. Of course, we love Bobby Hill, how he's going to go. Young Trevilier, whatever his name is, I think he's going to have an absolute great year for the Saints. I feel like he's going to do well. Same as Mitch Owens. The youngsters for St Kilda are really growing, and I feel like I'm really excited to see what they have to do in the season. And yeah, I'm really excited, but I think the Saints will probably get the job done with the great players. But firstly, my player of the game will go to Ben Keys, and I'm going to tip the Saints to get it done by 11 points. Now we got the Demons taking on the Giants on the Sunday, 3:20 p.m. at the MCG. I think this is going to be a really, really good game with the D's and the Giants. Of course, the Giants got a beaming win against the Collingwood Magpies, which we really love to see. The Giants really, really showing their colours. Of course, Jesse Hogan, absolute gun. And also young Himmelberg. How is he going to go in the future? Of course, the great players are really coming in with the young blood of the Giants. With a few experienced players, looks like they're going to be a premiership winning team this year. The way they looked in opening round, they look so vicious, they look so dangerous, and I feel like the D's do not want to play the Giants in round 1 to open their season at the MCG. They're just going to look so scary, and I think the player of the game will be Harry Himmelberg, and the Giants get the job done by 17 points. So now we have the Eagles and the Sunnies at Optus Stadium, 6:10 p.m. on the Sunday, last game of round 1. I feel like it would have been a big week of footy for everyone, and I feel like the Gold Coast Suns, they're really going to turn up to start in round 1 with Dimmer Hardwick in 2025 really putting his stuff together and really doing well with Dan Rioli joining the club. A great insight for the Gold Coast, the younger heads in the team. I feel like it's really going to help as the West Coast Eagles have lost Jack Darling. Harley Reid will really have to step up, as well as Jake Waterman, as the two big senior players of this club. And I feel like the Gold Coast Suns have to be the better team in this one. So I'm going to tip the Gold Coast Suns, and the best player on ground will be Waterman, and the Suns to get the job done by a good 27 points. Now like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Like the video as it really helps the channel, and subscribe to the channel. And I really want to know your tips down below, so please comment down your tips. I really want to see who you tip for this week, and join the tipping comp. It will be in the link in the description down below to be the best. And yeah, you can get a shout out if you win the tipping comp, so please join the tipping comp. It's in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.